This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Monday, February 17th. I'm here with Al, Brandon, Lindsay, and I'm Tori. How was everyone's weekend?
Really good.
Good. Great.
I had a Galentine's Day.
Hey, was it good?
Yeah, I had a high tea.
Nice.
The Brown Palace was very nice. Does anybody care?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, let's give a tea clap for her. And moving on.
Okay.
All right.
Fancy.
It was all about Kobe Bryant at last night's NBA All-Star game. Magic Johnson kicked it off, saying it was a tough time for the whole NBA family before asking everyone to hold hands and observe 8 seconds of silence in a nod to his jersey number. Then Jennifer Hudson delivered a very emotional version of For All We Know. P Award, which was renamed in his honor, was given to Leonard after the game. But there's also one other thing that's got a lot of people's attention: Chaka Khan and her rendition of the national anthem. Let's take a look. The Twitter lit up with this reaction. One reading, Fergie, I really messed up the national anthem a couple of years ago. Chaka Khan, hold my microphone. So what did y'all think?
I'm biased. Shaka Khan's from Cleveland. So yeah, I feel like it was great.
You loved it.
No, it was a little much, but it just shows you, I think the national anthem is such a weird responsibility to take, because the standard's been set by Whitney Houston that you can't touch. All you can do is mess it up. It's like at the beginning of the school year when you start off with an A and all you can do is go down. So I don't know.
What grade would you give Chaka Khan?
Oh, C+.
Yeah, Brandon.
Admittedly biased. Admittedly
Don't
biased.
show up within the city limits of Cleveland. You gave a C+. I got to give it a D-. But here's why. Because just overall delivery, but I like the way she wanted to go there. You got to commit to something, Lindsay, and she committed. She just committed to the wrong.
I'm committed to telling you that you're wrong. First of all, Shaka Khan is a legend. She can sing it however she wants.
Thank
Do you guys remember All-Star 1983? Marvin Gaye sang it very inappropriate to what we think is the norm. And that was one of the worst performances at the time. And now it's one of the most legendary
I
performances.
don't think that will age well, though. I also think people
I got
left
Shaka
because it
Khan's
went
back.
on.
No,
it
I'm
went
not jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah, I thought it went on too long.
Forget Twitter. They don't know everything.
All right, well, there is a new viral challenge that's sparking outrage and concern among parents. It's called the Skull Breaker Challenge. So a warning to our viewers, some of this video is a little graphic, but we want to show you this so you can be prepared. Teenagers are posting videos like this to TikTok. It shows 3 kids standing in a row, 2 kids on the outside jump in tandem, and when the person in the middle jumps, the 2 other kick their legs out from under them, causing the person to just fall. A special needs student in Florida, yes, special needs, fell victim to the challenge, and now the other 2 girls are facing misdemeanor, battery, and cyberbullying charges. You better believe they're following charges. This isn't a challenge. This is assault. This is straight up assault, in my opinion. Anyone disagree with me?
This is our fault. Our fault as adults, because we look at our generation. We made Johnny Knoxville and Bam Margera, rest in peace. We made those guys famous on MTV because we used to love that show where they were prank, run around doing a bunch of dumb stuff. Now we have social media, and our kids, our little brothers and sisters, are taking it one step forward. Now I saw a lot of people. I'm not calling out people in here, but a lot of y'all don't even clean y'all's own houses, let alone let that broom stand up all by itself the other day. How many people do we see that on the timeline? We are so committed to going viral, Al.
I understand that, but this like you brought up the guys from Jackass. I'll just say this, like they're basically modern day stunt guys. Evil Knievel started that. There's always going to be dudes, whether it's a flying Melinda, there's always going to be somebody that does something dangerous. This is assault, first of all, because I don't think the people doing this understand the implications. We're talking about people whose frontal lobes are not done developing yet, and these people are doing something that will, those 2 girls will always remember that, and that girl that it was done to will forever be humiliated and maybe permanently injured.
I agree. Wait, really quick, we have a retraction. Bam is still alive.
You're talking about Ryan Dunn.
Yeah. We want to make that clear. Go ahead,
It reminds me almost of like Slender Man, you know, kids following these things that we're watching, these viral moments, and then they're repeating them. I think it's different than adults being silly and hurting themselves.
I
and
agree.
A big disclaimer that comes on MTV or any of those channels saying don't do this at home, versus kids trying to, like you said, go viral and do stupid things, because it's also bullying when it goes viral. Now it's not like you're bullying in front of your classmates, you're bullying in front of the entire world.
Lindsay, it's still adults. How many people in that Drake All in My Feelings challenge, Kiki?
Yeah, but that's a dance. It's hurting people.
There are grown men, grown women jumping outside their cars, getting hit by
This
other
seems
cars.
particularly violent to me, and particularly bullying, because the person doesn't have a chance. Now, I was someone that was bullied, and someone pushed me over person on all fours, so I would fall over them.
You told me about that.
And I broke my wrist from it.
Wrist?
Yeah, and
that's what I was thinking about when we saw the heavier set person.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if it was a he or she. He kind of went down, and your natural instinct kind of breaks yourself.
And I was in front of everyone, and imagine that being in front of the world. I was humiliated. I had to wear a brace at my bat mitzvah. It was terrible.
And nothing happened to the guy, right?
No, he had to apologize to me, but that was it.
Man,
I know.
You don't have a big brother.
I know. Well, the
There'd be 2 braces at that party.
Ooh, thanks for standing up for me. Thanks.
I got you, girl.
Thanks. The singer posted this video on Instagram, electric razors in hand. We're talking about Justin Bieber. I'm sorry, the prompter must have run forward. He appears to shave off his signature stash. He then posted this clean-shaven babyface Bieb selfie after. But if you like the facial hair, don't fret. He says the mustachio, as he likes to call it, just went on holiday and will be back in due time. Meantime, his wife, Hailey Baldwin, seems to approve. She wrote, "Yay!" in the comments, along with a heart eyes emoji. So if your partner wanted you to shave, would you?
I mean, I think my ego is big, so I'd probably wait a little while. But if it was like an idea that I thought, let's say for me, like a hairstyle change, I might think about it, try it, and not let them know immediately that I agreed with the change, and then do it.
Brandon, would you shave the beard? You got a pretty nice beard going on. How many, what is it, 2 weeks for you?
We get our haircuts on Tuesdays. I'm waiting for tomorrow to cut this down.
But if a girl said, I don't like it, you would?
Especially if I didn't want it, then absolutely. But
what if you did? Like, would you go clean shaven for the girl of your dreams?
Happy wife, happy life, Al. I gotta give into it.
You gotta look in the mirror every day, though. You gotta like yourself first.
Do you like yourself in the mirror?
Absolutely.
I thought you did.
He loves himself in the mirror.
I thought so.
Yeah, have you seen him in the mirror?
What about you? Would you shave?
I don't think so. I think you're setting a dangerous precedent.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So you would make that a deal breaker.
Yeah,
okay.
you want me to be happy first,
But
right?
you're not kissing yourself. It gets itchy and hard.
Yeah, but I think a lot of women like that. It's a masculine trait.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, a woman who waited until she was 41 to lose her virginity is celebrating another milestone. Amanda McCracken and her husband Dave revealed they are expecting a child. child. Amanda discussed her decision to wait that long, telling the BBC it was never about the sex or the religion, but about finding a loving and committed relationship with a man who can offer her love. And it took her that long to find it.
I don't know about this, dog.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
No, man, I don't. Because I worry that you're hyping it up too much and you're making it too big of a deal and you're putting so much pressure on this one occurrence. I have a friend of mine who will remain nameless.
That means you.
No, she waited till her wedding night. Her husband was also, I believe, a virgin, and she said they both didn't know what they were doing, and he tried to carry her across the threshold and banged her elbow on the door frame so hard that she almost passed out.
Wow.
So it's like it's never gonna be this like I waited and now I'm gonna have this princess like moment. It's just like
she said she waited for her hero.
I feel like you should be preparing for your next partner by learning what you like sexually and bringing that to the next relationship.
And I agree with you at first until I read her story. She tried to date 100 different people and just wasn't clicking with them. They were all emotionally unavailable.
Maybe because she's not open
maybe
to
it's
sex.
her.
Wait, she dated 15 years younger and 15 years senior. She dated a minister, a firefighter, a pro athlete, a landscape painter, a yacht captain.
But what's the common denominator? Her.
No,
Maybe
she
there's
tried
a
every
problem
type.
with
She
her.
found her dream love.
Trying to make them wait.
No, that wasn't. You don't know the length of these relationships. You can't just make that up.
We have to throw a pro athlete in there. Like, come on now.
She dated 100 different people. She wasn't clicking.
Wouldn't that be a red flag to you if you met somebody and they were a virgin in their 40s? And only because I would say if I was going to get into a relationship with this person, what has happened for 4 decades, which has prevented you from
the first
having
2,
sex
she
with
probably
any
just-
other person on the planet?
It's
Come on. That's interesting.
Let us know if you're Team
I
Lindsay or
disagree.
Team Al.
She just living her life in the way she wants to live it.
All right, well, a new study is confirming that there is such a thing as beer goggles. Now, in case you didn't know, beer goggles refers to finding people more attractive after you've had a few drinks. A new study in the journal Psychology of Addictive Behaviors confirmed the effect in people that were only mildly intoxicated.
I agree.
So you felt beer goggles.
I agree.
Tell
I
us
think
what that
we
means.
all have. That's why they have that quote: "You go home at 2 with a 10, and you wake up at 10 with a 2." Like, that's why they have that quote. And I know everybody in there laughing, you felt it, but there's also something called camp goggles as well, Al.
What?
Training camp goggles. When you're in training camp, it's you're away.
Really?
It's all football practice or basketball practice. You're away. As soon as you go out that one night
like
where
the
you got a free
Olympics.
night, bam.
There it is.
Interesting.
There it goes.
All right, training camp goggles.
Camp goggles.
Let us know if you understand that too. DBL is live and coming up. Have you thrown in the towel when it comes to politics? Why Dale Hansen from our sister station in Dallas says it's important to keep the faith. You, the viewer, though, you're our 5th host. Oh, and the tables have turned. A female lawmaker wants to make vasectomies mandatory for men of a certain age, and the outrage is real. Your comments coming up next.
This February, ask the one you love to be mine and get away to a Sandals Resorts luxury included Caribbean vacation. Watch Daily Blast Live every day for a word of the day. Then enter at dailyblastlive.com/sandals for your chance to win a 4-day, 3-night romantic escape for 2. The winner will be announced on DBL February 26th. What better way to say be mine?
So as you guys know, I'm the newest host here, and I'm just trying to explore the town. So this is my first Galentine's Day getaway weekend. And so I know Brandon's anti-Galentine's Day, but I did spend the weekend with my girls. We went snow tubing at this place called Winter Park. We went to high tea, and all the girls I
Do
studied.
anything fun?
Yeah, we went to high tea at Brown Palace. It's very. We studied abroad in London.
Did you do anything fun?
Listen, we studied abroad in London together, and as you know, tea is a very popular thing over there. So we wanted to recreate the experience.
So is my mixtape.
I had
These guys are anti-Valentine's Day.
No, I had high tea at the Brown Palace, and I looked up all the stuff that you're supposed to do, like the pinky out with the tea is not a thing.
Oh, really?
It's not a thing.
Luckily, I didn't do that. I didn't need the pinky
I saw
out.
your IG story.
No, I didn't. I
Hold
didn't
on,
eat
I'm
the
gonna ask
pinky
you
out.
guys the
What's the
thing.
tea etiquette? Anybody have tea
I know
etiquette?
with the saucer,
You're not supposed to have pinkies up.
You're supposed to keep your cup like this?
You're supposed to bring the saucer up with your cup, I believe, when you drink.
Oh,
like
I didn't
this.
know that.
For the spoon, now I was taught this by a guy that was scamming us. Remember this guy? We'll talk about that later in
yes.
England. But he told me that you're supposed to put the spoon when you start to go outwards so it doesn't splash you.
Oh, I was
and
like
not
this.
to clink.
And I think you're supposed to put the handle of your glass at like 3 o'clock. Hold on, I'm looking. Here it is.
I went there and I felt very
Proper.
Okay.
No, I feel like I need to
Pinkies in.
escalate my
First of all,
proper.
the first thing is, Tori, is don't call it high tea. So
Oh, wow. It wasn't. It was called afternoon tea at the Brown Palace. Excuse me.
Oh, no,
Not high
I was
tea.
wrong. The saucer stays on the table. Yes.
No pink.
Al's sitting here picking up his whole
Don't,
plate.
don't wrap your hands around the cup.
Yep.
Mind where the handle points.
Where does it mine?
We should go to high tea together. I think that'll be a
Don't
funny
overstir.
segment.
First tea, then milk.
We should
Don't
all go to
expect
high
the tea
tea.
bag and keep the set keep the set together.
Hey, a lot of people writing in about the woman who waited. April Phillips saying, same here. I waited until my husband also still together after 18 years and 6 kids. Mazel tov. What's interesting to me is she didn't do it for religion, and she didn't do it other than she was waiting, what she says, for the hero. And I feel like when you fantasize like that, you'll never get a real person.
Your person is going to be flawed because they have to be.
I respect anybody waiting for any reason, but I know some people that are fantasy people, and they never feel like they're in. Nothing ever satisfies them because there's no music swelling and the's no big band at the end. So it just seems like 100 people dating is a lot. But maybe you disagree with me.
41 years.
Teacup.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for Fifth Host, and the debate over reproductive rights is now hitting men below the belt. I thought there'd be a sound effect.
That was good.
With Alabama's abortion ban in limbo, a female lawmaker, yes, Rolanda, I love her name, is pushing another controversial bill. It requires men to get a vasectomy before they turn 50 or after fathering 3 children. She's making the point that reproductive laws are sexist. So, DBL Nation, would you support this bill or is it nonsense?
Okay, Riley from Facebook says, it's fair. If guys sleep around and don't want babies, I'm for mandatory vasectomies. Why must women only be burdened? Man up and snip, snip.
I agree with her.
I think this is very tit for tat. I think that's why a lot of people are getting so annoyed with politics. We have to understand that abortion bill did not, I mean, they tried to put it through and it was blocked by a federal judge. This one's also probably going to be blocked. So it's really just a waste of time and antics from both sides.
Okay, you see it as an antics. Go ahead.
All right, Shirley from Facebook says, I don't see a law that says women have to get a hysterectomy after 3 kids. I understand what she is trying to do, but the big difference here is that people want taxpayers to pay for their abortions. Anytime we talk about tax and paying for other things, I want to get away from that one. I want to go back to what Riley says, because I feel as though if you've been deemed by a higher court or something as an unfit dad, where you got babies all over the place, but you're not taking any sort of responsibility for those kids, snip the snip.
Question, does this go into effect 50 plus? Most people had their kids.
No, I'm just saying, what about the 30, what about those 30-year-old
But that's not what this law proposed is. The law is 50 plus.
Always, the mother is a single mother with 3 or 4 different kids. This guy's got 3 or 4 different baby mamas. Snip up, because he's not paying up.
You are in favor of legislating men's bodies in certain ways, is what you're saying. You're open to that. Okay, I feel that.
If we're going to do it for women as well.
There you go.
Let's put 2 practices in place.
There you go.
All right. Shamika from Facebook says, all women should applaud this bill. Shamika, I just find it very worrisome when we start telling people what to do with their bodies, and that goes for abortion. I understand that that's the reason we're talking about this. But when you start telling people what they can and can't do, if this bill would have been in place, we would be missing 3 Londons, correct?
Yeah.
Or 4.
But my father is I'm talking, okay, so that part, yes, no, I don't, I want more Londons. But at the same time, I'm talking about those deadbeats.
I completely agree.
That's the only
there has to be something done about that. I completely agree with that.
Well, Billy from Facebook says nonsense. It doesn't even accomplish what she's trying to do. It's apples and oranges. Look, this is obviously to neutralize the bill, to show that women get regulated by legislation and men don't. It's just to show the difference. Here's the deal. What does pro-life say? We don't trust you as a woman to make a choice. We will trust you with a baby. And what they're saying to men is now, we don't trust you with that choice. I think it's just to make a point, and I think it's a fair one, and I think it has gotten all of our attention. Yeah. And that's been a good conversation starter. Well, coming up on DBL, the presidential election is still 9 months away, while our friend Dale Hansen says we shouldn't lose faith in the political process just yet. Coming up next.
February is Black History Month, and DBL is honoring Black leaders who paved a way for future generations of Americans.
Today, we honor the 5 Black pageant queens of 2019. Last year, for the first time ever, 5 Black pageant queens were crowned. These women redefined beauty standards, including Chesley Chris, Miss USA, Kaylee Garris, her teen queen, and Miss America, Nia Franklin, followed by Miss Jamaica, Tony Ann Singh, being crowned Miss World, and Miss South Africa, Zosie Beanie Toonsey, earning the title of Miss Universe. Because of them, more young black girls can be inspired by queens who look like them.
What's going on, you guys? What's going on? Huh?
I want to hear about you guys' Valentine's. I had a Galentine's. What did you guys do?
So our anniversary's today.
What do you guys do?
We've been together, not our wedding, but we've been together for 10 years today.
Happy anniversary.
Wow,
Thank you.
congratulations.
I don't know what you call that anniversary, but
A decaversary.
a decaversary. And I think we're gonna go to our favorite restaurant tonight.
The one that you told Bert about?
Yeah.
Okay.
But last night we cooked a tagine. Anyone know what
that?
that is? I don't really know. I think it's with Tunisian spices, but it came in HelloFresh. We roasted vegetables, we had spices, we made pita bread, we had a yogurt sauce with feta. It was delicious. So if anyone knows about cooking tagine, I'm using HelloFresh to learn how to cook, and it was delicious.
Do you feel like you're learning how to cook?
Oh yeah, I made a bechamel sauce
Is
the
it
other
not?
day.
But is it enabling you in a way?
Oh,
Are you ready to start like cutting your own vegetables?
of course you have to cut your vegetables. They
send you
come as
full
a full
Oh, it does?
farm vegetable.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I thought
You have to
like
like.
basic things. You're naming these
sound-
elaborate meals.
Oh no, they make it easy, but they do like, for instance, we did like the bechamel sauce. It's like a
Dave
milk.
Chappelle
And
got his own sauce?
yeah, and you can't let it be Dave Chappelle. You can't let it burn or it'll
Oh,
clot.
okay. Yeah.
So and you're learning all
Keep
these
stirring.
skills. Yeah, but they're pretty easy. But I would never go out and make a tagine couscous vegetable dish. I wouldn't. I don't know how with the yogurt and the sour cream. But you have to chop, roast, cut. Everything's just farm
intro?
fresh.
Tori.
Oh, I'm just talking about tagine.
That was interesting.
Interesting talk.
Okay.
Today's gonna be one of those slow Mondays.
Right.
Yeah. I'm trying to pep up.
Okay. Thank you.
Stand by, here we go.
Okay, cool.
OrderByQE.com. That's 800-730-3397. Order now.
Welcome back to DBL. When it comes to politics, do you know people in your life who have completely checked out? Maybe it's you. Well, our friend Dale Hansen from WFAA in Dallas says he's starting to lose hope, but doesn't want to give up yet. I'm sure we can all relate to Dale's DBL Take.
Anne Murray won a Grammy in '84 with Country Music Song of the Year, A Little Good News. And while it was 36 years ago, the lyrics speak to the time we live in now. Just once I'd like to see the headline say, not much to print today. Can't find nothing bad to say. We sure could use a little good news today. Just once I'd like to start my morning without a story that ruins my day. My wife always says, why do you care so much? Too many of my friends say the same, and I can't understand why they don't. I think we live in a country where too many people don't care, and I'm about ready to join them because I can't find those better angels anymore. I have lost all respect for members of Congress. The Supreme Court doesn't deserve our respect anymore. The Speaker of the House rips up a speech by a man who wouldn't shake her hand because civility is the dirty word that won't get you elected in this America now. I thought Richard Nixon had damaged the office of the president. Then along came Bill Clinton. And what little respect for the office those two left me with is long gone now, because it's hard to believe in the country I thought I knew. The media is the enemy of the American people. The FBI is filled with dirty cops. We can't believe our intelligence agencies. And our nation's highest civilian honor is given to a man who calls a 19-year-old college student a slut, refers to women as feminazis, argued that Barack Obama was not an American, but says he's not a racist because that's what almost every racist says. That man receives the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Maybe my friends are right. Maybe I shouldn't care so much, but I still believe in America. I still believe Americans will find the righteous path and I will not give up. But while I wait for that day, we sure could use a little good news today.
So that's Dale's take, and I'm sure a lot of our families have spoken about this. As a political nerd, I just have to say this. You've got to think in context, right? We might think we have it bad. In 1863, our country split and fought each other. Like, we don't, in 1968, Bobby Kennedy was shot, Martin Luther King was shot, the Democratic Convention had riots, Kent State shot 4 students. That was bad. We have it bad, but social media has made it annoying. So let's not give in to that, because the country has had it worse before.
And you always say the pendulum swings.
Yes.
Like, we play around about it, but it really, like, we are in a time where everything is very extreme, and so we're going to come back to a time where things get more normal at some point in everyone's lives. And so I think we have to just take it one day at a time and decide what issues matter to you, what you want to look into, and just make sure you're staying aware, because the minute that you're unaware is the minute that things start to go really bad, and that's most of the population.
I sure do hope so, because I see us as one of those countries, we just keep doubling down, you know. People are going to continue to not listen to what you say, Tori, because my side hates your side so much. So I hope it does come back to the middle.
In 1863, it wasn't my side, you side fighting. We were killing each other.
Yeah.
So we are getting better. And I think we can always say, be a good citizen.
I'd just like to ask our viewers what normal looks like.
Yeah, well, what does it look like to you?
Yeah,
interesting. That's a good question. Well, we will be right back. Great.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Welcome, Beauty Blasters. I'm Jeray for the Slay, and today I want to give you guys a quick pro tip on how to use eye cream. Now, there's so many eye creams out there, but when you're doing your makeup and you want to make sure that your eye look is staying all day, sometimes it's great to use an eye prep cream. Now, with this guy, this is one of my personal favorites. It's the MAC Fast Response Eye Cream. It's caffeinated and has hyaluronic acid to make sure that we're hydrating the eye, but also taking away any additional puff that might be chilling there. Whether you're working late, whether you're partying, doing something you ain't supposed to be doing, it's gonna take away all your little dirty sins, alrighty? Now, what we're going to do is just simply take a little bit, maybe like a pea-sized amount. Ooh, it's gonna come out. That's all you need there, guys. You don't want to overdo it around the eye, because if we put too much product there, it can actually create more texture and more weight from too much weight being on that thin little skin. And all you want to do is actually take your ring finger. We use this guy because it has the least amount of pressure for using against that gentle skin area, and tap right against your eye. Now, personally, there's a lot of different massage methods out there, but I like to take it from my inner corner and tap outwards. If you're getting a little risque out there, you can tap upwards right underneath the brow, and any additional can go right around the lips to help prep and keep the lips nice and hydrated and wrinkle-free. Okay, guys? Another quick tip that you can actually use this guy for is removing little mess-up wings or eyeliner looks, okay? All you do is take a little bit, maybe like a quarter of a pea-sized amount on a Q-tip, and clean up right against that wing liner for any dots or lines that you might have messed up on. One more thing you can actually do too is use that for lip liner as well, for perfected clean lip liner without having to restart and make that line way bigger. So let me know how this tip works for you guys. It's once again MAC Fast Response Eye Cream, and it's magical. Go ahead and write me in at Jeray for the Slay on any social media platforms, or comment right below to see more or talk about everything you've learned today. We'll see you guys next time.
There is real concern that the coronavirus outbreak is bigger than we know, and we are getting hints from countries like Singapore. Let's connect the dots. For the most part, cases of the novel coronavirus, also known as COVID-19, have been tracked back to China. And up until recently, that was the case in Singapore. But now, the country's prime minister admits some newer cases cannot be traced to the source of the infection, Hubei province in China, which would mean the virus is now circulating within Singapore's population. Right now, global health officials are only looking for the virus in people who have a connection to China. But if it is now being spread by people with no connection to the area, it could be a lot harder to stop it. In fact, an infectious disease expert from Johns Hopkins says she is not confident officials would be able to catch patients with coronavirus before it spread throughout the United States. The experts say it is important for officials not to panic, but prepare.
I'm giving you your bookshelf. We're going to pay for your bookshelf today. That's right.
Oh my gosh, that's so wonderful.
Of course.
Oh my gosh.
Now you can get a bunch of books.
Oh yes. Wait, thank you.
Today's Sandals word of the day is driftwood.
driftwood.
We did not expect driftwood, not at all.
Nobody expected that.
No, welcome back to DBL. Al, we love sharing your comments. You guys wrote in a lot about the woman who saved herself for the hero. And it was a really difficult topic, but a lot of you are writing very respectfully on the YouTube, so if you want to join that debate, go ahead and look at our YouTube page. Go ahead, Al.
These comments have nothing to do with that.
Awesome.
Marquita Baker watching us says, I love Shaka Khan, but that was cringeworthy.
Marquita, leave it there.
I understand. You can still like somebody and not like one performance.
You know, it turns out people were walking out because it took so long.
Yeah, it took a minute. And Steve says, I didn't mind Shaka's performance.
Thank you, Steve.
A lot of passion, which that's undeniable.
Thank you, Steve.
Ooh, well, let us know what you think. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Thank you.